Hey guys, so what's up and welcome back to the channel. My name is Leona and I'm also known as Chikara Transformations 2.0 right now. But before we get into the video, which will be an April Lauren retro react, the reason I am 2.0 is because, in case you're not aware, my original channel, Chikara Transformations, actually got hacked. Basically by some quite sophisticated phishing software. I had some correspondence back and forth with what I thought was Fiji water. Apparently these hackers actually, it looks like they were able to hack into a business email, which a friend of mine was explaining is a very common threat at the moment in cybersecurity. Basically they hacked into a business email, and using that they approach YouTubers like myself and send malware through contracts that come in the form of attachments. So obviously I didn't just open up any contract or any email. There was correspondence back and forth and it was a whole thing. What I'll do is I'll link the original video down below so you can see in a bit more detail. But on a positive note, I'm filming this on Saturday afternoon. I actually was able to retrieve my original Google account, which was suspended. Hopefully, now that at least I have my Google account back, it's just a question of time before I get my channel back, because my channel has actually also been suspended for the simple reason that it got mass flagged by me, as encouraged by me, because they were running a scam live stream using my channel. So it got mass flagged and therefore it's been taken down. So I'm pretty positive that my original channel will be back in a couple of days, hopefully, because obviously I didn't do anything wrong. So, but yeah, so I figured I'd let you all know what's going on, in case you're just bumbling across this video and you're wondering what's going on and why is the channel not the same. This is why. And I'm also able to upload longer form content, which is great, which means that we finally can get in those watch hours. I think moving forward, what I might do is use this channel as my vlog channel. I could rename it to like Chikara Transformation Vlogs or something like that. I don't know, but for now, I'll upload everything here until I get my original channel back. Let's get this monetized. And then what I might start doing is, like I said, use this as a vlog channel and just use the main channel as a reaction channel. So as I said, what we're going to do is a retro reaction to April, because I run a poll on my Instagram, not a poll, a Q&A if you like, where I basically asked what you guys wanted me to react to. And a lot of people said April. Obviously, she has not been putting out any content of late. I'm guessing this is to do with the terrible ratios that she's getting on her videos. Maybe the backlash that she got on the video where she's basically saying that she's going to do everything but track her food and only track her food when she feels like it for the New Year's or for the 2023 progress. So I figured what we could do is we could look at this video is called A Look at My 2020 and look forward to my hopes for 2021 on my weight loss journey and in my life. Now, I'm pretty sure I haven't watched this video. April wasn't really on my radar back then, but I figured it could be interesting to take a look at how she was doing. Basically, when did she upload this video? Can I see? On the 30th of December, 2022. So almost just a little over 2 years ago, just to see, you know, where she is, what her thoughts were back then and how they are now, because she has changed a lot, but she hasn't at the same time. I mean, first of all, it's really obvious. Let me move over. You know, first of all, it's obviously very clear that she has lost weight since this video. She is looking significantly bigger. I think the contention that I've always had is not that she's not losing weight. I do believe she has lost weight. The contention that I have is that she's unwilling to track her food, especially now. One of my biggest issues is that she's unwilling to track her food, that she's claiming to be on the weight loss journey, but only when it suits her, even though she starts her video by saying I'm on a journey to lose 200 pounds, that she's using her fertility kind of for views, for sympathy, but then she's not willing to do anything. She's willing to do everything but the thing that's going to make her lose weight, which is track her calories and weigh her food out and do all the meal prep. Additionally, I don't think she's lost as much weight as what she claims she says she had. And a big problem that I've had for a long time, which I think is kind of has been not debunked, I mean, like, I've been proven right, is that she was claiming to do the tracking, she was claiming to be in the deficit, she was claiming to do all of this exercise and eat super healthy and super clean, but the results were minimal. Like, you know, she would be training like a bodybuilder in prep and then lose like 0.5 pounds a week, which is not possible if you're doing all of this hard work when you're morbidly obese. Turns out that she's not really tracking, she's not really as active as she likes to be, etc, etc, etc. So all the things come out of the water, in the wash, all things come out of the wash, eventually. I am right about many things. And yeah, that's just some of the things that I've had issues with her. But I'm curious to see what she's going to say in this. I mean, it's a 20-minute video, so this will be a long react, which is great for me. Do a girl a favor, do be sure to watch the whole video if you can, because that will help me out enormously with the watch time hours and you know, monetization, which then in turn means that it's going to hit the algorithm more, and then in turn that also means that more eyes come onto my content, which is good for me and good for you guys. So let's get into the video.
Channel Wake Up Bright, where I share all the things that help me live each day a little brighter. I'm April Lauren, and I'm on a journey to lose 200 pounds, and
I missed a little brighter. 100% she's not doing that anymore because I took the piss out of her on the forums.
I cannot believe 2020 is over. I'm kind of excited about it. I'm kind of very excited that it is about to be 2021. I am very excited I'm just excited. I guess I'm excited about everything. But I'm excited to share this video with you.
I see the music, the dramatic music in the background was a thing back here. She does like a good musical background tune. So I was going somewhere with that and then I lost my trail of thought.
Guys, I'm excited to share my shirt with you guys. It's got little, I don't know if y'all can tell, but it's got little sparkles in it, and then it's got these weird balloon fur, like sleeves with these fur trim thing. I just think it's super cute. Anyway.
She seems like really manic in this. I don't know if it's because she's like 1.5 speeds or whether this is like just a persona she's still trying to keep up back then. She's calmed down. She's a lot more normal these days, if you like. But yeah, she's kind of hyper here.
In today's video, I am sharing a review of my 2020 and my hopes for 2021, and I'm doing something for 2021 that I haven't done before, and I'm excited to share that with you guys. I'm doing a lot of things, but one specific thing I'm going to share with you guys in this video. So let's just get into it. So for me, 2020 started amazingly. Well, I didn't know if it was or not. So 2020 started out with a little bit of...
I do apologize about that big ol' yawn there, but if you have any idea of how stressful this week has been for me, I've had to deal with trying to sort out some documents here, which is a pain in the butt. I had a boyfriend, and I don't have a boyfriend anymore because he was supposed to take me out on a date. He didn't take me out on a date. I was upset about that, and I haven't spoken to him since. You know, so there's that. Love a good old ghosting, and then obviously I lost my channel on top of that. So needless to say, this has been a week, and now that my Google account has returned, I feel a bit at ease, a bit at peace, and I think the yawning is genuinely, it is fatigue, because like I say, I've not slept an awful lot, obviously, but additionally I think it's just stress leaving the body. So yeah, I do apologize if I'm yawning in this. It's just I feel very relieved to have my Google account back, for sure, because I mean then it's only a question of time until I get my YouTube channel back.
Ambiguousness. So there was a restructure in the company that I worked for, and my boss shifted to a new department that she was heading, and my department got a new department head, and it turned out to be amazing. I already had a job that I absolutely loved. I loved what I was doing, and then I got this new sweet boss. She was amazing, and my previous boss was amazing. My previous boss is one of my favorite people in the world. When she came, she restructured our department, and my job shifted. I still had the responsibilities I previously had in the job that I previously loved, but I shifted into a new role, and that role, that career, it was my dream job. It was so amazing. And
do you want to come? Come on then, baby. Okay, here we go. We've got Daisy joining us because she's been absolutely desperate for my attention. I was out of the house for the majority of the morning. I went training and got a sports massage, so I've just been not at home so much. And I've been working and busy a lot lately, so there we go.
So fun. And so in January, February, and March, I was going back and forth to Utah to here and to Colorado and here, and working on these in Arizona. I went to Arizona, mostly Utah, but I had these like amazing creative projects that I was working. And then I was a learning management system administrator. My new title was operations services, but I still did the LMS. I was managing our LMS system. And then went beyond that to where I was creating curriculum for all new onboarding hires and stuff. So I'm not gonna nerd out right now. It was just, I loved my job. I loved my job. Well, it came to a precipice, is that the word? And I had a workshop.
I actually didn't, hello. I actually didn't know about a lot of this, to be perfectly honest. So it's kind of interesting to hear this. I've never seen this video.
For what I had created. And that workshop was in Colorado. And I remember being so nervous because I was on a flight. I flew from St. Louis to Detroit and Detroit to Denver. But the flight from Detroit to Denver was a Seattle-based flight crew. Everybody was from Seattle. So I was like, oh no. And then I also, I'm like, maybe I caught it then and didn't know. And so then I was in Denver and I remember going to Walmart. And I'm like, you know, I should pick up some extra like hand sanitizer and some wipes before I head back.
I forgot this is all about, this is during the COVID times, isn't it? I know that COVID is still ongoing. Is it? Is it not? I don't really know. I don't really keep an eye on any of that stuff. I know obviously it is. I'm just joking, you know. It kind of just feels like it's old news, even though it isn't.
And it was the weirdest thing in the world going through that Walmart and the cleaning supplies, the toilet paper, the sanitizer, all of the soap. There was no soap. It's not funny, but it's, there was nothing. There wasn't even baby wipes. There was nothing. And in the automotive, I went to like the automotive and the camping section, everything was cleared out. Anyway, it was a weird feeling. And so then I had my workshop and I got home and it was a few weeks later that we had to shut down all of our clubs. So I worked for a company that runs fit.
I'm getting a bit bored of this story now. What's the point of it? Is this how she's going to tell us how she's was made redundant or lost her job, right? I think this is it.
Centers around America, essentially. But so we shut down all of our clubs. This is not a we anymore. It'll always be a we in my heart. We shut down all of our clubs, and with that, all of the staff in the clubs were temporarily furloughed. And then about a week later, I think my timetable could be off, but about a week later, most of the corporate office, like 75% of the corporate office, was furloughed. So that was scary. It was very scary. I thought my job was more important than it was, which, you know, I mean, I guess if you're not opening new...
The thing is that everybody should learn that when you work for a corporation, unless you're like in a very key top position, they don't care about you. You're just a number. You're just a cog in the wheel. You mean nothing. Maybe it's different in smaller corporations, smaller businesses, but don't ever be fooled into thinking that a large corporation that has like tens of thousands or even thousands of people working for them, that you matter, because you don't. You're replaceable. And I don't mean that to be horrible. That's just the reality of it. Because I've worked in corporations before, like really big companies like Sky, Verizon. I worked for WorldCom. Who else did I work for? I've worked for basically for a lot of really big telecoms companies, American and UK. And basically I've known people that would just go out of their way and like do all of these extra hours and they would never get rewarded for it. And it's like, there's nothing wrong with going above and beyond, and there's nothing wrong with being a high performer. I am a high performer. I like being the best, but also you should not become that person that does two people's jobs, because when you do that, they become reliant on you doing two people's jobs and they'll never move you away from that position, because why should they? Why would they hire two people when one person is doing the job? And B, it will never be truly appreciated. So it's all these people, they will be working their butts off for this large corporation making millions and millions and millions. And then whenever it comes to appraisals and stuff, they always get disappointed. It's like, yeah, you know, you've kind of set you've set a standard, and you have to realize that they don't care about you. Yeah, doing what you need to do to reach your targets, being a bit more efficient, being more effective, all of that, great, of course. But to think that you matter to a corporation, no. They really don't care. And I think that's maybe sometimes hard to understand or hear for some people. But the second you realize that it is like that, you also realize that it's not worth you losing your physical or mental health for. Because people get very sick from stress, and it's just not worth it, because at the end of the day the company doesn't care. If you get sick and you pass away, they'll just find somebody else. Simple as that. Unless you're like in a key position, like a senior leader of some sorts, it doesn't matter. And even they're replaceable at the end of the day.
You don't need to train people in quite the same way. You can do without what I was creating and what I was doing in my projects. I was furloughed for a couple months, and then the end of May, early June, I think, or maybe it was the end of June, May, June, my mind is so, it's just not very exciting to remember these things, so I've kind of like forgotten a lot of details. I had a call with HR and my boss, and I was laid off. So it was a permanent, the furloughed is like a temporary, laid off is like a permanent, my position was gone.
Unemployed for the first time since I was a kid. How old was she when she started working? Was she like 17, 18 or something? So she's like technically a child. A kid sounds a bit weird though. When I think of a kid, I think of like an 8-year-old. Does she mean like as a teenager? Which like technically you're your child when you're a teenager, but it's just a bit weird wording since I was a kid. Like, was she part of child labor? Is there things we don't know? Does this explain why she is the way she is?
Gone. And I was encouraged, of course, like if they bring the
you know, obviously child labor is not cool. I'm just trying to make a joke here. Don't come for me. I don't approve of child labor under any circumstances.
Position back that, you know, I could go back. But I don't see, things have just still not gone like back to normal, and as we all know, and they're probably not going back to normal for a long time. So from the time I was furloughed until May, my husband and I, we did nothing. I did Walmart pickup for all of my groceries, which I pretty much have always done that anyway. And then there's a local grocery store that's very small that sometimes I'll run into if I absolutely have to. Same thing, but we, you know, we quarantined just like everybody. And his school shut down for temporarily, and then they did school online, which is unprecedented. We were both home all of the time. Then from that study group, we invited them over for Memorial Day. So we had a cookout for Memorial Day, and it was a very small group. It was his study group with the wives and their children, which if any of this small group was exposed, we all would have been exposed previously. That was kind of when Yenna and I started talking a little bit more, and I invited her to start working out with me. So we started working out in May, and then after that I was laid off. And that's when I was like, you know, I get distracted, I get stressed out. I've never like just focused on losing this weight in a slow, sustainable way. And that's when I decided to really focus on sharing my journey on YouTube, but more importantly on my journey.
So she basically, she seems to be sinking. Like, I know that I put my camera down on purpose, but that's because my co-stars have awoken, and they, you know, I know that you guys like to see him. But hey girlie, who's a pretty girl? Who's a pretty girl? Oh my god, it's Rosie. She's the prettiest girl. So she started in July 2020. And that's when she basically lost her job, and she's going to dedicate herself full time to weight loss. That's basically, I think, what's going to happen here. The progress she's made in 3 years is amazing, isn't it? Oh. I reckon if she was this productive with her output on her regular job, she would have been sacked by now. Just a guess. You know, if a business was paying her to do this, she would not be in her position anymore.
I will put a card up here. I recently did a how to start your YouTube channel. I talk about it in depth, so you can see that right up there. From July to now, you guys are pretty aware of most of the things that happened to me. Something I didn't share with you guys is that in August, so Yenna is from Finland, and she was getting her American visa, I think is what it's called. So we did a quick trip so she didn't get kicked out of the country. And when we did that, I took my husband's car and my husband had mine. Well, I don't know what happened. Like, I had a pretty decent vehicle. It ran pretty good. I did have an issue just before this happened. So we got that fixed, and that ended up being like $2,500. And it was a very easy fix for them, but they're the only ones that can fix the issue that I had, which was just a good time. And while he's driving my car around, and something happens, and it just starts blowing some white smoke everywhere, so it's most likely a cracked head.
I don't know where the point's going to go. My guess is like that she's going to talk about why she couldn't have lost weight. If you have no car, you can walk. You've got 2 legs. The legs do great things for walking. If you've got a pair of them that work, it's a great way to burn exercise, especially when you're morbidly obese. Just go for a walk.
But it was undrivable from that point forward. So it was a super fun time. I did not share this with you guys, but the husband and I shared a vehicle all the way until the end of October.
That's such a first world problem. Like, oh my god, me and my husband, we had to share a vehicle. At least you had a vehicle. You know, like having 2 vehicles is like, I know it's normal for a lot of people these days, and like I know it's not super convenient, but if you're a stay-at-home mom, I mean, I grant if you get groceries and you live far away, but the point is, you know, it's not quite as she's like, I didn't share that with you guys, like it was like a really traumatic event that she went through. It's like, oh, that's okay. You didn't have a car for a month. It happens.
That is the first time in my adult life that I've had to share a vehicle. So in October,
I think this particular sentence, this scenario, this setup is why April is not progressing the way she is. I think she is quite spoiled. I think she doesn't like to be uncomfortable. unless it's something that she wants to do, like a Dakar race, and then she's kind of like half-assing it anyway, ain't she? But the point is that the fact that she's like, this is the first time I've had to share a vehicle in my adult life. So, like, a lot of people have to do that. Most people aren't that privileged that they can have like each their own vehicle and maybe an additional one, and an entire home gym, and the ability to shop at Whole Foods to get like quality steaks every single day. So no, she doesn't shop every day. But point being is that I think this explains a lot. I think she probably has quite a little bit of a princess mentality, where maybe she feels like she's too good for certain things, or if it's effort or work that she doesn't want to do, she just doesn't do it. And then, you know, blames it on like ADHD and bullies. Did she ever get diagnosed for that, or is that like just something she just threw out there? I know she threw it out there, but was there an actual diagnosis? I'm not saying it isn't like that, but she doesn't strike me as somebody that has like ADHD, to be honest. But maybe she does. Maybe she does have it, and this is why she doesn't progress, because she just starts projects and doesn't finish them. Who knows? Obviously, pure speculation on my part. I'm not a doctor, after all. I'm just giving my opinions.
We decided that I was going to get a new vehicle. So I got a new vehicle and I love it. I love my new car. So I did film some stuff back when I very first got it, and I'll go ahead and insert that now. Today's video is sponsored by Built Bar, and I'm so grateful to have them as sponsors here. Also hooked to more towards that's perfect. And I am so excited to share this next part of the video with you.
At this angle, I'm not being funny. If you look at her here compared to here, it looks like two different people, doesn't it? And this is filmed in October, and this is supposed to be in December. She looks fucking bigger here, no? She actually looks bigger here. So I wonder if this is maybe filmed on a camera. Listen to this, because Foodie Beauty did this, right? Do you remember that Foodie Beauty was got like a HD 10K camera, or 4K camera, or 1080p camera, whatever it is, and it showed the truth? I wonder if this gets filmed on the phone using filters, and this gets filmed on a camera, and this is why she's looking bigger here. And I wonder if this is why she has this weird sort of pointing going on in her face in her recent videos, and this is why she, you know, she doesn't look like she's progressed as much, is because she's using a phone here, and probably maybe potentially figure out some filters. I wonder, because she looks smaller here. She definitely looks smaller here than what she does here, 100%. Like, just look at the chin here. I mean, it could be an angle thing, but she's filming from down up here as well. This is really strange, no? Look, it looks like two different people. This is because it's a different camera, 100%. This is filmed with a real camera, in my opinion. Now, guys, we're going to do some investigation. Sorry, strap in. It wasn't going to be like this, but okay. So this was in October 2020, a few months into her weight loss journey. So this is around her biggest. Allegedly here, she's 100 pounds down. Now, I will say, yes, the angle is first of all different. She's close to the camera here, further away there. Additionally, you can tell she's lost weight, like in the chin area, on the shoulders. She does look smaller. 100 pounds smaller? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. But the question is also, how much of this is filtered? This is perfect. Literally pretty much the same angle, the same distance, and what is the difference? She's just a bit slimmer here. However, as I said, filters, they do this, they slim me down. Look at Chantal. I genuinely want, like, how is this 100 pounds difference? Tell me. I'm calling it more of a bluff than ever here. This is literally, it looks like there's, would you say, first of all, would you say there's a 100 pound difference here? No. Absolutely not. She's a bit smaller through the face, but like I said, I don't know how much of that is filtered, because I know you can filter faces in video, because it's what Chantal does. Crazy.
This next part of the video with you. I hope it doesn't come off, it's not braggy. I'm just very, very, very excited. got a new car. And it's like, I feel like this is the first time that I ever picked out a car that I wanted. It's not like a dream car or anything. It's not anything super crazy. I mean, maybe it's somebody's dream car. I don't know. I love it. It's a Hyundai Tucson Limited, and it's just so fun. It has so many awesome features. So the two things that I really wanted, well, there were three things, but one of the three I did not get. I wanted leather seats and I wanted a sunroof. But the sunroof was probably the most important to me for whatever reason. I don't like to feel closed in. I feel claustrophobic. So having a good sunroof was important. And then I wanted a white one, but they didn't have a white one with black interior. If you did white, you had to get tan, and I wanted black inside. So this is the one that
She's got a lot of demands, doesn't she, for somebody that needs a car urgently. When I got divorced, I needed to get a car because otherwise I had no transport, and my ex wasn't kind enough to let me borrow the car that I was using at the time. So I just bought whatever I could get, literally pretty much within a couple of days, because that's what you do. Yeah, it would have been nicer to have a different car, but at the end of the day, as long as it gets me from A to B and it works, like, I don't really care. But she's very specific about what she wants and what she needs, isn't she? Especially for somebody that's not working. Good for her. It'd be nice for me. Maybe at one point I'll find a man that's just like buying me cars that I want. I would like a nice 4x4 as well, though, to be honest. But I'm thinking I can see myself in more like a Jeep or something like that, you know? Something a bit more like actual off-roady.
at the end of November.
Okay, so I skipped through this part about a sponsorship that she had with HelloFresh, and then she's like featuring some kid on here, and I don't really want to look at that, to be honest, because, you know, I don't want to be commenting on children, so.
As we saw in my video earlier this month, I've definitely lost some time, but before that I had cut my time in half, and I anticipate when I do my 1 mile in January, it will be closer to normal, and I feel a lot closer to normal. So, but it's just so exciting because I went from, before working out and stuff with Yenna, I struggled to walk inside a grocery store. Like parking the car, I would get irritable if I couldn't park closer to the front.
I mean, she said her height was 350 pounds. Granted, she's not a very tall lady. I think she's like 5'2", 5'1", maybe 5'3", I don't know. Does being like 350 pounds make you pretty much immobile? Because it sounds like she was pretty much immobile. I reckon her starting weight was maybe higher than she's saying it was. Maybe she did an Amberlin read where she got up to a certain weight and then didn't weigh herself afterwards. I don't know. Seems a bit weird that's a bit... I mean, like 350 pounds is a lot of weight, don't get me wrong. But considering how she claims to have lost like 100 pounds, which is 50 kilos, which is a lot. Don't get me wrong, but now suddenly she can go for jog runs. She can jog for a few minutes and do all of these other activities. I think she was a higher weight. Because like, I don't see how you can go, like how 100 pounds would make such a difference. Maybe just by starting becoming active, it would. And obviously it's been a couple of years. So maybe it's possible, I don't know.
Because I was too lazy to walk, but because my lower back hurt so bad when I would walk that like I just knew it meant more pain. And so when I would go in and I'd get a cart as quickly as I could. And once I got a cart and I had extra support, I was fine. But it was like a stressful event in my life. And now I can walk a mile fairly easily, and I don't have the same level of pain that I used to have just walking in to a grocery store. So that's an amazing achievement for me, a non-small victory for me for 2020. My next accomplishment, that I've gained over 60,000 subscribers, close to 65,000, and that just blows my mind.
So in the last 2 years, she's only gained 10,000 subscribers. I mean, it's not bad, but you know that she gained those first initial subs only from shoutouts and stuff like that. What did she do, Obese to Beast? I think she did, right? So, hey Rosie. So yeah, I mean, technically, I mean, I shouldn't complain either, because I gained something like, I gained around like 5 to 8 a year. So I guess, well, yeah, that's still better. I mean, she has more subscribers than me, but then she did get shouted out by like really massive channels, so there's that.
It blows my mind, but it is something that I'm very excited about in 2020. And last but not least, maybe least importantly, I can now do so many different types of braids. I taught myself how to do fishtail braids, French braids, Dutch braids.
I like that, how in the priority of the achievements of her whole year, one of her achievements is that she can braid differently now. Wow.
Pull through braids. I learned how to do so many different braids on my hair. I've always wanted to be able to braid my hair and I just couldn't. And
can you imagine being like 36 years old, which she is at this time, something like that, and sitting there and being like, I'm out of the whole year that has passed, all the ups and downs that come with life, one of my greatest achievements is that I can braid different braids now. That's like literally what, sitting down and watching a couple of YouTube tutorials, right? It's not that complicated. Girlies. Hey.
I definitely plan on losing more weight. My goal for 2021 is within 2021, so not including what I've already lost. But in 2021, I want to lose 100 pounds. In 2021, my husband and I would like to...
Well, that didn't happen, did it? That didn't happen. That didn't happen. No.
3 things that I want to happen. I want to lose 100 pounds. I would love for us to buy a house. And then the third thing that I would love to see happen, I would love to get my mile down when I'm walking in under 15 minutes. So that's...
50 or 15? Because 15 has not happened. 50 minutes must have been. Yeah, it must have been 50. Barely. She does it like in barely under 50 minutes. I think she does it like, what, 48 or something? Now? Maybe not even that. It takes her a long time anyway. For somebody who makes it a mission on her channel to do this 3 miles for time,
is to be able to walk 3 miles in under 40 minutes. And maybe I can do that even like halfway through like July 2021.
I don't think that ever happened, did it? I think she's still like around 50 minutes. Like, what is it, like 51, 42? Something like that. Let's have a look. So, literally here, this is in March 2022. A year and a bit later, she does it in 48 minutes. 49 minutes actually, with an average heart rate of 165 beats per minute walking. Yeah, that still hasn't improved either, that heart rate. Last time it was like 160, I think, or 155 or something like that. So, which is also a clear indication that she's not worked very hard on her fitness through the whole of 2022.
So those are my main goals, if you will. Other things that will be happening, the husband and I will be moving, and my husband's name is Kenny. So I never say his name on here, but that's his name. So we will be moving, and we are unsure. We don't have orders yet as to where, but we will be moving. And the last thing that I want to talk about is in January and February, I am going to do a lot of posting. The whole year won't look like this, but in January, my goal is to post a ton of videos. I want to do at least 21 workouts within videos and post.
I'm pretty sure that didn't happen. Like most things that she says she does, she's gonna do that double workout.
Them. I want to be motivated by you, and I would love to help motivate you. And by motivated by you, I mean I would love, as I post videos, for you guys to share that you too are working on your fitness and getting it in and losing weight, trimming time off of your miles, taking up new physical activities, whatever it is that your goal is. I would love to hear about that as I post. I also decided to give January a word, and I've never done this before, but my word for January is relentless.
Oh, I like the little anime noise, and then she's giving a word to a month. She's still doing that too, but because she's not relentless.
The whole year, but specifically in January, my word is relentless. I'm very excited about it. Well, guys, this has definitely been a longer video than I intended. I am so excited about 2021. It's going to be a great year, I think, for us all, and yeah. Thank you so much for being here, for subscribing to my channel, for supporting and encouraging me, and for helping me stay accountable. And I just love you guys so much. I'm so grateful.
Oh yeah, she loves it when people hold her accountable by deleting the comments, right? That's what she does. I love it when people hold her accountable, but not really. Only accountable when it's positive affirmations? No. Positive, what's it called? Not constructive criticism, but when it's just like ass pattery, basically.
For you. Happy New Year, and I will see you in January.
Alright guys, do you know what? I haven't done a reaction this whole last week because I've been so busy and stressed. I've just been uploading pre-recorded videos pretty much. So on that note, I am gonna go. I need to walk the dogs, I need to eat something as well. Go on, move your bum. And that's it. So insert a rainbow emoji. Let's be optimistic that I'm gonna get my channel back soon. But for now, do please share you like this video, leave a comment, share it if you can. All of that, watch it all the way through, all of that will help me out enormously. Do subscribe to the channel too. Again, all of this helps me out enormously. Because who knows how long it's going to be before I get my channel back. It could be a day, it could be 2 weeks. So, I'm going to go now. Thank you very much for watching. I appreciate all of your support, all of your help. Everybody has been retweeting, that's been liking, commenting, everything. It means the world to me, it really does. I will have a teary-eyed vlog going up, talking in more depth, and I talked about it in my Instagram stories, slightly teary-eyed as well. So know that everything, it doesn't go unnoticed, and it truly means the world to me. So I'm gonna go now. Have a good one, guys. Bye.